You're listening to Systemic Error Podcast. The failure was designed.
Dutch raises atomic lawyers about Schrödinger's golf course based on an article beneath Helen. The cat was never the point. Power of physics. A federal judge had mocked the Trump administration's lawyers for claiming there was no decision yet on East Potomac Park, even as Trump himself had already said the decision was made. That contradiction is the story. The administration is trying to keep the legal consequences of a decision while denying that the decision exists. The decision was Trump's. The actual institutional power sits with Trump and in administration he controls, not with park users, not with DC residents, and not with environmental groups trying to defend a century of public space. If the White House has already committed to the golf course, then the lawyer's posture is not uncertainty. It is a litigation tactic built to pour responsibility long enough to move the project forward. Public land, private appetite. East Potomac Park is not empty land waiting for a luxury redesign. It is a 328-acre public park with trails, sports facilities, bird watching, a cherry grove, and decades of use by Washington residents. The reported plan would strip out public value and replace it with a Trump golf course, which is exactly the kind of transaction that reveals the governing instinct here treats shared civic land as a dearest asset. Environmental review as a speed bump. The lawsuit centers on effort which exists because federal agencies are supposed to assess environmental damage before imposing major projects on public land. That requirement is non-descriptive. It is one of the few tools available to force the state to account for consequences to the Potomac ecosystem, migratory birds, and public recreation before the bulldozers arrive. When the administration acts as if the decision is undecided, it is not respecting the process. It is trying to hollow process out. The misdirection, the framing in which the soft-reading lawyers confused project controversial, debate ongoing. That is too generous. The dispute is not confusion, it is deliberate evasion wrapped in procedural language. The administration wants the benefits of having chosen while pretending not to have chosen, so it can delay accountability and keep control of the outcome. The real harm is not administrative inconsistency. It is the effort to convert public land into a private luxury project while insulating the people responsible from the legal and political costs. The patron. This is a recurring shape of authoritarian business-first governance. Capture public institutions, mask private gain as public planning, and force opponents to prove what power already knows. The judge's joke about Schrödinger's golf course lands because the administration is trying to make truth optional. When power depends on contradiction, the lie is not a bug. It is the operating system. You've been listening to Systemic Error. Thanks to AlterNet for today's article. With the automated voice of Diana, thanks for listening.